right, day 13, the final day. And I'm pretty sad to leave. I had a good time. And, it's gonna be fine. It's gonna be good times um, ahead, Turkey. But, you can't help but feeling a little sad. But I'm worried about me. Is it all downhill from here? We'll have to see. So today I spent by myself. I had to do some work in the morning. I had to transcribe, and there was some paperwork I had to fill out for university. But I wanted to focus on the Vergina sun. So it's the old flag. I must have shown you this, but I'll show you again. It's this. And this symbol was found on like some grave sites in the Greek part of Macedonia, because this whole place was once Macedonia, right? Including some of the Greek parts, Bulgaria and Macedonia, of course. So this whole place was known as Macedonia. Now the Greeks in the Prespa agreement in 2018 advised that this has to be removed from all public buildings. And in 2019, I believe, that is when it began. Now, I don't know when in Macedonia, in northern Macedonia, when the first star, the Vergina star, was found, but apparently it was found in Prilep, the town of Prilep, in 1750 on a church door. So, a church door from 1750, excuse me. And so, like, there is a history of it. And I began to think, I don't know how I came on this, but I began to walk. I had lunch. I had a light lunch, a large doner right there. Beautiful with all the sauces. It's very spicy. Isn't that cool? You can see the little, European building. I think that's the Foreign Affairs building. And they have, on the side of that building, guess what they have? Can you guess? That. Now, what does that look like to you? Obviously, that's the Vergina sun. This was at the Balkans University on the floor. And I don't know, for some reason, I crossed a bridge near to the donor shop, and I saw the bridge had this. Now, there's a little spray paint, but what does that look like to you? And then the next bridge, look at that. Again, another one of these. And then again, right? So they have many variants of the same motif. Now, what's interesting is that the Prespa agreement says that none of these Vergina suns can be on public buildings or on public display, right? That's a significant thing. And so a lot of effort went to erasing. So I went in the city center, and well, I'll show you the one that I found near to my hotel. That's the first one I should show you. It's on the manhole cover of, I don't know, some electric maybe, some kind of infrastructure. So that exists. Now, if you go to the city center, guess what? They scratched it off. They scratched it off in this one too. Scratched it off. So I was like, I was looking weird up and down today, taking pictures in the city center of the little boxes. I must have looked so strange. And after a while, I got fed up, and I said, let me do something else. Let me go to the Archaeological Museum. I'm sure that I might find something. Oh, here's my treat, my last day. I'm going to celebrate a successful trip with one of the nicest wines I've ever had. This is the one I had the first day. The first wine. It's from this region. I don't know. I really like it. And of course, it says iconic Macedonian wine. Does it say made in? And by the way, the Presbyterian agreement says that private people can do whatever they want. This doesn't say bottled by. Doesn't say. It doesn't say in English, as far as I see. At any rate, it's on some of the receipts. See if you can take a look at this receipt here. It says, I don't know, it's on the bottom. It says made in Macedonia, right on the bottom right there. Yeah. So I said, let me go to the archaeological museum. And, I don't like archaeological museums. It's just a personal thing. There's a lot of jugs and vases. And I did like the whole, the different crucifixes and the bracelets and some of the swords and whatnot. But I'm not a big archaeology guy. But then, as I walk down the stairs, in the middle of the foyer, like the entrance when you come in, guess what I see? And I counted them. It is 16, just like the old version. So it's really, it's an unofficial thing, right? It's an unofficial thing, but in public buildings, in public spaces, you can't have it. It's by the Presbyterian agreement. Now I have to see if this museum is public or private. That's important. That's an important distinction. But they hide it. Like, you don't know unless you're looking for it. You're not going to like, oh, that's it right there. So I had a little discussion with somebody who works at the museum, and we had a nice back and forth. And I asked her about I said, yeah, do you have any Greek things in here? And then she said, no, there's no Greek things in here. And I said, so nothing in here is Greek? And she said, no. And I said, what about this? And she said, oh, that's not part of the museum. That's the entrance. And I said, it is part of the museum. That's in the entrance. That's the first thing that you see. And she was kind of mean, right? But I was not going to move because I want to get to the bottom of this. So we had a back and forth. I said, why isn't there any Greek stuff in here? You have a shared heritage with the Greeks, right? You have a shared heritage. That is plain to me. And she said, well, we just don't have any. And I said, is it a political decision? She said, no. That's something I need to figure out. Why they don't have any stuff in there that's Greek. And we had a good back and forth. And I came to the conclusion that Macedonians, Northern Macedonians, whatever you want to call them, they're confident. They don't need you to recognize them. They just don't need you. They don't care. They do say like, oh, I exist. Like, they complain that they're getting all this opposition, but at the same time, they say that they are confident in themselves and they don't need to be recognized, which I think is very interesting. I should write that down. I can always listen to this after. I will. So that was interesting. So, for example, like Abraham, right? Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob, and Joseph, and the 12 tribes, and David, all the heroes of the Bible. It's shared by Jews, by Christians, and by Muslims. And so it's very possible that different people can share heroes, right? Different people can share. There has to be something that connects them. But the problem is that no one cares about the similarities. The differences speak louder, right? Yeah. So I came back to my hotel. I had to finish up some paperwork. That took some time. And then I just decided to go for a walk and then have dinner. And I went to that rustic restaurant. I went not yesterday, the day before that. And I had this amazing, look at that spread. Look at that. That's a chicken. Actually, that's chicken or pork. Potatoes, bread, and they had this dip. But what I liked is this pepper spice. They give you some extra spice. And that was really amazing. That kicked me in the teeth. And I wanted to get a picture. I was telling you about this. This is what I was talking about 2 videos ago. There was this and there was a bottle opener. I wanted to get a picture of this because this is more, I don't know, it looked more beautiful. Um, and the thing about this in particular is it's just in your face, right? It's great. So I said, hey, I took a picture of it, and as I was taking a picture, the owner was coming, or the manager was coming with the bill. So I said, I like this. This is cool. And he said, yes, that's the Alexander and the Sun, but it's gone now. But then, you still have it in your store, right? It's in your restaurant. Like, I didn't want to say that, but it's still something that people think it's very, very important. He didn't speak English that well, so I was going to press him for questions. And that was it. And here I am. I have to write up my notes. I have to pack. And then tomorrow I get up at 4 o'clock. And my taxi's coming at 5. And off we go to the airport to Turkey. So, yeah. I'm looking forward to it. But I'm going to miss this place. I'll be back. I think there's a lot of potential for Macedonia. Macedonia has to improve its presence globally. I believe that they're focused on the European Union because they're close, maybe the proximity of it all. But there's still, the issue of like bringing the United States, developing closer ties with the U.S., Canada, Australia. There's a sizable diaspora in all these countries, Macedonian diaspora, South America. And I don't know, if Russia can get its act together, stop being a pariah, then I'm sure that the Orthodox connection will work. And I do believe that Macedonia has a very bright future, right? It's just the people in charge, they have to navigate the international system. That's it. And just try to figure out what makes them special and leverage it. But yeah, I really enjoyed my time here. Felt good, felt relaxed, felt happy. The people I met, I feel like they are friends, not really people I interviewed or spoke with, the colleagues. I just felt like I made a good connection with them, and they saw how much I was enjoying myself, and so there you go. Yeah. So the next time you see a video, I'm probably going to be either in the airport in Skopje or Istanbul, or in my hotel. I'm thinking I'm going to try to hit Skopje and Istanbul. And when I get to Ankara, I'll shoot one in the hotel. Hopefully I'll get some good interactions with people. One of the good things is that I'm a very outgoing person. I don't know, I leave my inhibitions aside and I do whatever I think I want. And of course that has gotten me in trouble sometimes. But at the end of the day, I think you need to have this type of attitude to the boldness of not being afraid to look stupid or sound stupid, or you just do it and you learn and you have a good time. And so far that's what it's been, and I'm really happy. I'm really happy that the Minerva Initiative selected me, and yeah, I encourage everyone to apply. Because yeah, I know it's competitive, but you never know what might happen if you just apply. So it just takes some, work, and then you can get it done. So anyway, thank you so much, and I'll see you at the airport somewhere.